Hey, this is John Carlos, and I'm here with a look at the Target exclusive Star Wars Black Series action figure of Moloch. Like the Target exclusive Gamorrean Guard figure, this figure retails for $29.99, and aside from costing a little more than your standard Black Series figure, it also comes in a bigger box, and I see why. Just like the width of this figure, the length and depth of its cape, yeah, it wouldn't fit in a standard box, and also it's a bit heftier than I was expecting. There's some definite density to this figure. First thing we got to look at is the head, because that's, well, it's one of the things that makes Moloch so interesting in the movie, is that the mask piece, you know, retracts and the bottom section comes down. First, I'll put the top section in, because that is considered an accessory on this. So you plug that in the top, and just raise this up a little bit. The little, kind of like the nose section goes over the front. And there we have the sealed mask, and that looks pretty rad. I like the little gray surface of it. All the little sculpted details in there are pretty cool. But then, you know, in the movie, the top section comes up, and this bottom section comes down a little bit, so we can get a better look at his face. And the details on the surface of it are great. His little mouthy snout looks good. Nostrils look good. The wrinkles around the eyes. Awesome. I also like the blue eyeball paint. And the dark area around the eyes. Like, this is a good paint on a really good paint application on a really good sculpt. So right on. The rest of the head shape is really good. Some nice details there, including the dirtying up of the sides of the kind of cream section of the head. The dirtying up of the whole outfit looks pretty good, as far as like the bottom of his skirt there, and not just the inner one, but the outer edge here. This is rubbery material, and I like that. I'm glad they didn't try to make this whole thing look like cloth. The details on like his belt and his tubes, his tubing, look pretty good. Yeah, same thing with his arms and the little gray wash there. The inner sleeve coming out here has some nice detail to it. Same thing with his gloves. This figure has no problem standing. It's just one big, like, wormy nubbin base. It's actually kind of gross when you look at it, because there's sculpted wormy detail going all the way up his body. You can't really see up it with the lighting, but just know that it's all wormy and gross under there. So that's just one big chunk, and then you have like the mid-torso cut right above the belt, and then the standard arm articulation. He comes with a few accessories besides that mask piece. He comes with his staff. Some nice sculpted detail at the top of that staff there. And then also his blaster, which looks just like it does in the movie, so kudos to Hasbro for that. I expect them to. If I would have added anything, I would have added a little bit of red to the tips. But other than that, good sculpt. The blaster fits really easily into the trigger-fingered right hand, but it also fits really easily into the holster. Just slides in right like that. One thing that I noticed is that the bottom section here actually comes down quite a bit. There's like a little single hinge right there, so that's pretty nifty. Here's just a better look at the underside of its mouth. Again, good sculpting. Man, I really like this figure, and as much as I think the sculpt on the head is pretty good, I gotta say it looks a little bit better with the mask all the way up. That's my preferred way of displaying it. I think it looks super cool. This figure looks awesome. Thanks for watching, everybody, and if you want, you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook and all that stuff.